Magandang araw, Empowered Champions! Ngayon ay sabay-sabay nating matutunghayan ang naging selebrasyon at paggunita sa United Nations Month na may temang End Racism, Build Peace sa pangunguna ng Departamento ng Araling Panlipunan. Ating simulan ng aktibidades sa isang pambungad na panalangin.
Sa ngalan ng Ama, ng Anak, at ng Espiritu Santo. Amen. Ama namin, pakinggan mo po ang pagtawag namin sa iyong banal na pangalan. Basbasan mo po ang aming pagtitipon at kami gabayan mo sa pagtitipon na ito. Pagyamanin mo po, Panginoon, at maging nakaayon sa iyong kalooban ang aming pagkikita-kita mula sa simula hanggang katapusan. Masalamin nawa namin ang layunin mong dakila sa aming buhay at maisagawa namin ngayon ang aming mga gawain na may kabutihan at pag-ibig sa aming kapwa. Kami po'y nangingiklahod sa iyong harapan na kami iyong patnubayan at iwaksi sa aming kaisipan ang anumang masasamang kaisipan, inggit at pakikipag-alit sa aming mga kasama. Bigyan mo kami ng sapat na lakas at katalinuhan upang maibahagi naman namin ang aming makakaya sa aming mga kasama sa pagtitipon na ito. Ilagay mo po sa aming diwa at puso ang pagmamahal na hindi naghihintay ng anumang kapalit, bagkus ay bukas palad na magkakaloob ng anumang tulong. Panalangin namin ang lahat ng ito sa pangalan ng iyong bugtong na anak na si Jesus. Amen.
Sa lahat ng mga makakasaksi at magkakaroon ng pagkakataon na makapanood sa pagdiriwang ng United Nations o AP Month sa aming virtual celebration, particular na sa aming mga Empowered Champion students, Empowered Champion teachers and non-teaching personnel, at sa pinakamamahal naming punong guro na si Ms. Edita Q. Sagmit, magandang araw po sa lahat. Isang karangalan para sa inyong tagapagsalita na samahan po ninyo ako na masaksihan ang aming virtual celebration ng United Nations or AP Month sa taong ito. Hindi natin may kukubli na mapalad pa rin tayo na ipagdiwang ito sa kabila ng mga iba't ibang kaganapan sa ating bansa at maging sa buong mundo. Ang Departamento ng Araling Panlipunan ng University of the Assumption Junior High School Department ay nagagalak na makiisa pa rin sa pagdiriwang ng United Nations or AP Month sa taong ito. Katulad ng nakaraang taon, isang virtual na pagdiriwang pa rin ang ating masasaksihan ngayon. May mga aktibidades na inihanda ang AP Department ng University of the Assumption Junior High School upang magbigay kulay sa pagdiriwang sa taong ito. Ang mga aktibidades ay sinalihan ng mga mag-aaral, guro at empleyado ng University of the Assumption Junior High School na magpapatunay ng pagiging biyasa, maganakha at maya ng mga Assumptionista. Sabay-sabay po nating panoorin ang aming munting handog para sa inyong lahat upang masaksihan na rin ang mga mananalo sa mga aktibidades na inihanda ng departamento. Binabati ko lahat ng mga nakilahok at nagbigay ng panahon upang may pakita ang mga talento sa mga nasabing paligsahan o aktibidades. Muli ang aming taos-pusong pasasalamat.
Ating kilalanin ang mga huradong naglaan ng kanilang oras sa ating mga isinagawang aktibidades para sa United Nations Month. Ang ating unang hurado ay isang Uajhs alumnus na sa kasalukuyan ay nasa kursong AB Diplomacy and International Relations with specialization in East and Southeast Asian Studies sa Ateneo de Manila University. Julian Prince Estrada. Ang ating susunod na hurado ay isang direktor, propesor at presidente ng Holy Angel University Graduate School of Business League. Isa rin siyang chairperson mula sa Metro Angeles Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated Committee on Education, Trainings, and Webinars. Pinarangalang Outstanding Director for Contribution in the Field of Education by the International Leaders and Achievers Awards 2022. Certified Professional Marketer by the Marketing Institute of the Philippines. Certified Color Analyst by the Association of Image Consultants International. Dating miyembro ng University of the Assumption High School and College Departments. Naging bahagi ng Creative Director of the Speech and Drama Club. Isang authority at research person sa mga larangan ng visual coaching, pageants, theater creatives, marketing, corporate image, at branding. Avel H. Antonio. At ang ating panghuling hurado ay Direktor sa Institute of Theology and Religious Studies, Profesor sa Graduate School of Liturgy sa San Beda University, miyembro ng Asian Liturgy Forum, at ang ating Vice President for Academic Affairs sa University of the Assumption, Reverend Father Oliver G. Yalong. Panantunan para sa gawaing Digital Tableau for Students. 2 groups must be formed per section and should be able to create 1 entry. Each group must have 10 to 15 students who will demonstrate the concept or idea of the group in the tableau. Your group entry will also be graded under performance tasks in your Araling Panlipunan. Your Araling Panlipunan teacher will choose which among the group's tableau will represent a section for the grade level competition. 3 winners will be chosen per grade level. Make sure your digital tableau will comply with the theme of the contest. Only 1 entry is allowed per section. Do not put borders or watermarks or any other mark of distinction on the digital tableau. Photo background can be downloaded or actual design is allowed to give more emphasis to the concept of the tableau. Deadline for the submission of entries is November 14, 2022. Do not upload or post your entry online in social media sites to keep it anonymous. Contest organizer reserves the right to ask for raw copy of the entry for authentication purposes. Not following these mechanics will lead to disqualification of entry. Criteria for judging: relevance to the team, 40%. Creativity, 20%. Composition, 20%. Technical quality, 20%. For a total of 100%. Ngayon na nakilala na natin ang ating mga hurados, sabay-sabay nating tunghayan ang inihandang mga entry mula sa iba't ibang baitang. At para sa mga nagwagi sa ikapitong baitang, ikatlong gantimpala, 7 Jacob. Para sa ikalawang gantimpala, 7 Solomon. At ang nagkamit ng unang gantimpala para sa gawaing Digital Tableau for Students sa ikapitong baitang, 7 Isaac. At para sa nagkamit ng ikalawang gantimpala sa ikawalong baitang, 8 St. Lucy at 8 St. Clair. Ang nagwagi ng unang gantimpala sa gawaing Digital Tableau for Students sa ikawalong baitang, 8 St. Therese. At ang mga nagwagi sa ikasyam na baitang para sa gawaing Digital Tableau for Students, ikatlong gantimpala, 9 St. Jerome. Para sa ikalawang gantimpala, 9 St. Athanasius. At ang nanguna para sa ikasyam na baitang, unang gantimpala, 9 St. Augustine. para sa ikasampung baitang, ikatlong gantimpala, 10 Pope Leo at 10 Pope John the 23rd. Ikalawang gantimpala, 10 Pope John Paul II. At ang nagwagi sa gawaing digital tableau for students para sa ikasampung baitang, unang gantimpala, 10 Saint Pope Peter. Panuntunan para sa gawaing spoken poetry. The contest is open to all junior high school students of the University of the Assumption. There must be 2 participants per council. The spoken poetry must be an original composition. It should be delivered in English. The entry must illustrate, interpret, and emphasize the theme and must not contain any malicious and offensive content. Each contestant has to submit a video of the delivery of the spoken poetry piece he or she has originally written. The overall video output must not exceed 3 minutes. Actual photos or videos of school activities and or downloaded scenes can be added to the video. Sounds, instrumental, or music background is allowed to complement the delivery. No deduction shall be made if the contestant chooses not to have musical background. The contestants will be judged using the criteria: message or content 40%, delivery and performance, video quality 30%, originality 10%, power view on Facebook and YouTube 20%, for a total of 100%.
My thoughts about racism. As I started to think what a student like me should compose regarding racism I'm about to disclose. Racism is something I consider a very delicate issue that must be done carefully and should be blatantly pursued. You see, I like to live in a place where each of us respect each other, help, and value one another. Walk around without the fear of being judged and be accepted as who we are. Walk around without the feeling the need to hide yourself, like living in a cell bar. I have seen the news where people get hurt just because of the color of their skin. They get harmed, and for what? For walking, standing, and downright just because of living. It is truly very frightening.
And so I ask you, is this the place we want our future to be in?
Why and how in this world got to the point that the color of your skin is crucial? My young mind cannot fathom why this world becomes so cruel. Why can't we live peacefully and do away with hostility? Created through His image should be forgotten not. Therefore, in the eyes of our Father, we are equal, are we not? Discrimination and prejudice, why can't we abolish? It breeds animosity and can lead to our own demise. Racism is like a mechanism that breeds malice. It is something we should try not to accomplish. A venom that can spark unending conflict. Should we stop this afflict? Others might think it matters not to a child like us, right? Well, it does. A fear so great it is a buzz. I hope by imparting you all these thoughts, you would understand what is in our hearts and minds. Please, I beg you, listen. Listen a plea from a child like I.
Are also highlighting a long-standing problem of what many...
True. The CBC's Katie Simpson has more from Washington.
Go back to Mexico if you want to keep speaking Spanish. If you don't go to another state, I'll push you to another state.
Society nowadays really isn't fair, and I just wish everybody could be equal.
Black, brown, white. Light, fair, dark. Racism is not close to the mark. If we don't embrace our contrast, white privilege is accurate. End racism, build peace. Where are you from? Where are you from? They ask, as I crave for internal equality and peace. They spot my flaws. Mankind doesn't accept me as me. They have distinction valid by their own unique race. End racism, build peace. Racism is still spreading. Our dream of peace is far from real. I start to doubt my human race. I can't see me. This is not me. End racism, build peace. As we don't accept this, the world's dream of true peace is far, blurry, and at risk. The world should feel proud of our racial differences. Let's demolish racism. Let's accept our distinction. Black, brown, white. Light, fair, and dark. We are all acceptable. End racism, build peace.
They say we fear what we do not understand and what we do erratically. We bear with pride. We're quick to utter words. We don't even try to hide. We're quick to judge in one quick stride. We're quick to act with one quick glance at the color of one's skin and the thickness of one's race. We've lost principle. We've forgotten God's word. We've forgotten equality as God's one word. We've adopted false pretense. We've forgotten our past faith. We've inherited the eyes of the colonies we so fervently. But somewhere in our hearts, I know this is wrong. There's someone urging us all to get along. So lose that hope and lose that will. Don't let our just heart just stand still. Because freedom for all is freedom for men. If peace and equality we do not forget. For not one's youth, nor one's early cradle can ever give one a proper label. And not one's color, nor one's place of birth can ever dictate someone's worth. So fight for equality, end all injustice, help guide humanity from this needless crisis. Difference in you should be a cause for a celebration. It shouldn't engage our instincts of self-preservation.
Stop racism, build peace. You, I know you know. Pretending to be happy, that's not even you. Discriminating other people can add the pain of what they've going through. Insulting, discriminating, and ridiculing. Are you happy in seeing someone suffering? Be in someone else's shoe, and you will know what they've been suffering because of you. You have feelings and they have too. If you feel pain, they've been feeling it too. Why is this place so cruel? Others can laugh, but others mock. They're locked up in their past because of these people. Are you happy seeing someone dying because of so much pain they have to endure? Depression and depression are too much in this location. Black or white, black or brown. Well, anything gives me frown. Someone pissed, but some are pissed. Someone suffering from depression, and yet you insult or invalidate their feelings. Someone's crying for help, but you ignored it like a deaf. Black, white. Everyone needs to be appreciated. How much heart needs to shatter before turning it to a new chapter? We can choose what skin color we are, but we need to be thankful because that's God's will. Racism is not a joke. You can tell it by seeing what's going on. Many people are dying because of they can't take any pain anymore. They can burst out because they know you'll just invalidate their feelings. Confession your sin to God and help to be a good person. I know you're doing that because you see it from your toxic environment. Knowing that you'll be a good person if you surrender it to yourself, to God. It's much better than taking someone's opinion. Knowing that you'll be a good person, remember this quote. Wrong is wrong even everyone is doing it, and right is right even you're the one only doing it. Take that in mind. A healthy mindset can lead us to easily judge others but by what we see. Surrendering ourselves to God is the only thing we can do. Lean on God because He knows everything what is the best for us. Thank God I found a real friend. He's always there for me. Until the end. We can also last. A really true friend. A friend we can lean on. Just believe in Him and you'll see what peace is. He is my peace. Stop racism. Build peace.
You! Yes, you! Have you heard of the saying roses are red and violets are blue? But aren't they both flowers? Don't they have a vibe that empowers? Living in this corrupted world where all people think they're true. What actions should we do? Should we keep our mouths shut and seal them with blue? Or should we reveal what individuals never knew? All these conflicts and conundrums, climate change, human rights, poverty, mental health, corruption, inequality. Counters, right? So why? Why do we need to add up to these problems? Why? Peace. 5 letters, a thundering word. The opposite of what I always overheard. Are we gonna wait until our sides turn blurred? Staying in our nests like little birds? Are we gonna keep our thoughts unheard? Peace and not war, let's not live like before. Turn grays into yellows, rings into rainbows. Not colors nor language can keep us apart. In the eyes of our Lord and in His heart, we are unified and never broken apart. We may be of the color black, tan, or brown, but aren't we still one? According to the Bible, when God created man, He said Himself that we are made in His own image and He saw us as one. We have the same mission, we have the same passion, we are put in the same position, and we are put here for the same reason. But why? Why do we have to judge people based on their color? Why do we have to be their nightmare that increases terror? have to take the wrong way? Do we have to wait until our red fluids turn green? So why keep your silence if we can do something instead? Let us not keep our opinions instead. Your voice is what we need in this society full of greed. Indeed, we are the youth, the hope of our nation. So why don't we lead? We are the fruit of our parents' planted seed. Should we fail them or show them how we succeed? Why can't we change for the better? Why don't we end racism together?
Peace, when will it start? Racism, when will it stop? Many people out there right now are suffering because of this monstrosity called inequality. Day by day, the peace that we look forward to slowly goes away. We don't need more chaos in this society. It's crowded already. Remember, we are living under one sky where love is universal and peace is our lasting legacy to the world and to mankind. So what? What is this hindrance that cages us to not be fully aware of the animosity of this society to different races and color? Peace, something I yearn for to finally take place. The blood and tears they shed while the others become an audience. Enough! I shall not be muted again. I won't be silenced forever. Enough of the ignorance and naivety we used to show, and let us become braver. In God's eyes, we are one. And what is happening? We are being divided, corrupted, manipulated, all in one cycle until peace and unity finally shatters. Is there even still a hope for peace? In my eyes, yes. I believe that there is still hope for us to acquire the world peace that we need and we seek. In today's time and age, many people are now realizing that the peace that was once paradise is slowly decaying, withering away at the palm of conflicts to dust it is slowly turning. With the world slowly evolving, the choice to build peace now relies on us. For not being allowed to have a say a thing in society, society is truly transforming. Most of the people today, especially the blacks, are afraid of being judged, and especially afraid to speak up for their rights as a human person just because of the stigma. But now we have a say. We now have a voice that must be and should be listened to and heard. We can now finally raise our voices and shout, let us end racism. Black Lives Matter. Stop Asian hate. We are one and the same. Every living thing has emotions. Every anger, every joy, every sorrow, and every embarrassment we feel is true. The emotions that the victims of racism feel came because of the toxic society they lived in every day. They should know that it is not because of them they are feeling this way. We people want to savor and experience paradise, which is not a surprise. Paradise is equivalent to peace. So let us stop this. We are all tired of this fight. Now is the time for us to make amends and to be united like we were before. Now is the time for us to loosen the leash of hate that was once so tight. Now is the time for us to live and breathe in the air of healthy society. So enough of this fight. Let us end this once and for all.
Can you see? Can you see that little girl standing over there? Can you see how she continues to cry for help? Why does no one care for her? Why does no one want to help her? Yes. Racism, racism, racism. Return to us our legitimate freedom. Waking up unaware of the dangers
dangers that might even be caused by her own neighbors. The little girl walks to school, passing by people who think they rule. Her dark brown skin shining in the sun like a jewel. But for some, her melanin acts as a fuel that ignites something cruel. They tease and they talk and they make faces. They downgrade her because of their different races. Oh, why? Why would anyone allow our racial differences to occur? Why would you despise her just for being her? Why would you do this to ruin her future? Gasping for air as words flood her thoughts, voices that keep on bringing distraught, trapping her in a space like she's caught. Can't help but wonder about those folks, those whose main goal is to provoke, so that their twisted ideals would be invoked. Despite the loss of hope and feeling of despair, a lending hand appears out of nowhere, offering support as if they genuinely care. However, the girl doubts for a moment, as her trust concerns became the opponent. And now that assurance comes through, she accepts the help, knowing it is true. See how kindness can make one's spirit feel renewed? The once depressed is now finally delighted. Hatred ceased and the world is now united. Never deny the power of peace to set us free. Embrace one another despite one's diversity. End racism as we are the cause to its normality.
Breathe in, breathe out, my mouth withering, full of drought. I was caught in a grip of a thirst, once forced to be minced. My voice, my words, my everything, my everything. They turned them into a seed that grew into a raging, seeking plead. Why can't society comply? The shackles they speak, but never untied. Pity, oh sweet, sweet pity. Sweet, you say? Sweet? No, they were all guilty of what seemed to be bigotry. None of them were given validation, pure hostility. They fancied difference only when stereotypes were splendor and magnificence. Is there a world where unruly and indifference foster? Where the colors of our skin matters not? Where everyone's educated minds prosper? Where society will look equally to the unequal? Where peacefulness reigns without a sequel? Minds flooding, choking of ignition from the fraudulent authorities of our nation. Colored tapestries were shredded and shed the intensity of blood. All I can see is red, dripping onto society's mouth and was fed until the innocence of youth were found dead. Look at everyone, look at yourself, look at the world. They all vary differently. Colors, textures, and a decision tree. They all have their own will, freely, but they chose to be congruent, and that's what made them plenty prudent. All shades of darkness and light must dispute to ignite the spinning wheel of prejudice. Only when perseverance will serve justice. Even if others fall, even if you fail, remember that we bled the same blood and the same blame. Our past dust that we will become will be the same path for the light for us to be claimed. we are still running.
At para sa mga nagwagi sa gawaing spoken poetry, ikatlong gantimpala mula sa ikasampung baitang, Arsha Valenzuela at Sofia Gutierrez. Ikalawang gantimpala mula sa ikapitong baitang, Bethia Dizon. Ang nagkamit ng unang gantimpala mula sa ikasyam na baitang, Zachary Batak. At para sa nanguna, ang kampyon sa gawaing spoken poetry mula sa ikapitong baitang, Jamila Sitchon. Panuntunan para sa gawaing digital tableau for faculty and non-teaching personnel. The contest is open to all junior high school employees, teaching and non-teaching personnel of the University of the Assumption. Each department must have 3 to 6 participants who will demonstrate their concept or idea of the digital tableau. The digital tableau will be based with the theme of the contest. Only one entry is allowed per department. Photo background can be downloaded or actual design is allowed to give more emphasis to the concept of the tableau. Do not upload or post your entry online and social media sites to keep it anonymous. Contest organizer reserves the right to ask for raw copy of the entry for authentication purposes. Not following these mechanics will lead to disqualification of entry. Criteria for judging: relevance to the theme 40%, creativity 20%, composition 20%, technical quality 20%, for a total of 100%. Para sa gawaing digital tableau for faculty and non-teaching personnel, ang nagkamit ng ikatlong gantimpala, CLE Department. Para sa ikalawang gantimpala, Science Department. Ang nagwagi para sa unang gantimpala, English Department. At ang nanguna at nagkampiyon sa gawaing digital tableau for faculty and non-teaching personnel, pagbati sa MAPE Department.
Pangwakas na panalangin. Sa ngalan ng Ama, ng Anak, ng Diyos, Espiritu Santo. Amen. Ama naming makapangyarihan sa lahat, taus-pusong pasasalamat at papuri ang itinataas namin sa iyo sa oras na ito. Buong pusong pasasalamat sa Diyos Ama ang aming sasamitin sapagkat ginabayan mo kami hanggang sa pagtatapos ng pagdiriwang ng aming departamento. Naway ang kapayapaan na iyong hangad sa aming lahat ay maisabuhay namin at mapagtagumpayan. Turuan mo kami, Panginoon, kung papaano kami maging instrumento ng kapayapaan, hindi lamang sa sarili namin, kundi maging para sa iba at para sa aming inang bayan. Naway ang mga aktibidades na ito ay nakapukaw sa damdamin ng aming mga mag-aaral upang sila mismo ay maging totoong biyasa, maganaka at mayap na mga modelo ng kapayapaan at pagkapantay-pantay. Lahat ng ito ay aming dinadalangin sa pangalan ni Jesus na siyang totoong prinsipe ng kapayapaan at modelo ng Kristiyanong pamumuhay. Amen. Mariang iniakyat sa langit, ipanalangin mo kami. Sa ngalan ng Ama, ng Anak, ng Diyos, Espiritu Santo. Amen.